look like an old man. Okay, let's get into it. Just over 3 weeks ago, whilst filming Gladiators, I tore my distal bicep tendon off the bone whilst tackling a contender in one of the events. Basically, had him here, just sent it, my whole arm got yanked behind me, and like biceps here, it attaches onto the bone here, that just came clean off the bone. Now ironically, because it did come fully off the bone, it didn't really hurt. Like, it felt weird, but I didn't really get any pain. Like, typically it's the inflammation that causes pain, and because there was no like frayed fibers or stuff remaining, there was basically nothing there to hurt. And because of that lack of pain, and I guess a bit of like denial or like blind optimism on my part, I thought maybe it was just like a tear or maybe like a mega cramp. But as soon as I got backstage, I pulled my elbow sleeve down and my bicep was like up here. So at that point it was pretty apparent that I pulled it straight off. Now I want to say at this point, the injury was no one's fault. Like, it's just a freak accident. Like, I've done that game almost 20 times and never had a problem before. But at the same time, that's the reality of Gladiators, right? That's what makes it the best show on TV. It is intense, it is real, and with that, you're gonna get injuries, just like any other sport. Anyway, I won't lie, I was obviously pretty devastated. Like, Gladiators is my dream. It's like what I was put on this earth to do. It's literally the best job in the world, in my opinion. And so knowing I wasn't gonna be able to compete in the games anymore, obviously killed me. But the medical staff and the production team were absolutely immense. They looked after me really well, and once I had the scan and the surgery booked in, I was able to stay involved in the series in a non-competitive way, which is an absolute result. An absolute result for you guys, because let's be honest, I'm the best thing about the show. Sorry, I just slip into it sometimes. So 5 days after the injury, I traveled down to London for surgery. The surgeon was Carlos Cobiello, who is like, he is to surgery what I am to being a great guy. Like, he's the best, he's number one. Surgery went really well. So they basically, you can see the scar there, basically went in there, found the tendon, pulled it down, drilled a hole in the bone, put the tendon through the hole, put like an anchor, like a screw, a bolt, whatever at the bottom, and it is now reattached. Anyway, this is where things start to get wild, right? So post filming, I developed this like intense nausea and vomiting like 24 hours a day, right? Everything I would eat, I would throw up. And I'm talking like Team America style projectile vomiting. And it wouldn't stop, it just stayed 24 hours a day. And it got so bad that I was admitted to hospital and stayed there for almost 2 weeks. At this point, I want to say a big thank you to Sheffield General Hospital. They were awesome, they looked after me, the nurses were really good. I don't want to go into any more detail, but those couple of weeks were like easily the worst 2 weeks of my entire life, like by a million miles. Like, the sickness and the nausea just wouldn't go away. It was just constant all day, all night. I couldn't eat food, and when I say I couldn't eat food, I literally didn't eat for 12 days. Like, I'm not exaggerating, I didn't put a single bit of food in my mouth for 12 days. I couldn't stand up because I was so weak. In the end, I lost 15 kilograms in body weight, which is like 33 pounds, or I think it's like 2.5 stone. My weight went from 97 kilograms down to, at its lowest, 82 kilograms. And this only finished recently. So like, I'm literally, maybe you can't see it because I'm in a oversized, I mean, I'm deliberately wearing oversized clothes now, but I'm literally, I feel like I'm like half the person I was. I also developed hiccups, just to kick me when I'm down. I developed hiccups. Now, doesn't sound like much, but I had hiccups every like 3 to 5 seconds for 8 days. Like, this is the thing, you can get it where it's basically like it's like gastritis, esophagitis, which is like inflamed here, and it can irritate the vagus nerve, and then that ends up, that's your diaphragm, so you end up getting hiccups. And I had hiccups 24 hours a day for 8 days. And again, it might not sound like much, but trust me, like, get hiccups for 24 hours a day for 8 days. It's like one of the worst things ever. Like, I couldn't sleep properly because during the night I would wake up and it would be like here. It was like someone was pressing down on my neck, and it would make me choke sometimes. And yeah, that was just like another facet to the worst few weeks of all time. Plus, you just sound like an absolute weirdo when you're hiccuping constantly. Anyway, geez, that is enough of me being a moany little weasel. No one wants to hear that. I'm back home now. I've been home for 3 days, This is day 4 of eating food. I'm having to reintroduce it like painfully slowly, so I'm literally eating a diet of like yogurt, porridge, mashed potato, mashed veg, just soft food that is gonna be easy on my stomach. I managed to eat 1,800 calories yesterday, which is the most I've done. I'm gonna go for like maybe 2.5 today. And I'm hopeful that in another week to 2 weeks, I'll be back to like my normal level of food consumption. And at that point, I can start to like regain my body weight, because obviously it's a pretty sad state of affairs at the moment. But yeah, let's talk about the positives, right? The positives. I'm still alive, which is better than being dead, I'm fairly sure. My elbow, this is the irony in the whole thing, right? The biceps healing really well. Like, it's the rest of my body that's the issue. The biceps really good. You see the scar there? I've got like full range of motion, full mobility. It's functional. I can do like most, obviously I have to be careful. I can't pick things up and I've got to be careful with it, but generally speaking, I can do like most kind of normal daily tasks. And to be honest, I kind of feel like I could start lifting weights, like doing light arm curls. It's been, I think when you watch this video, it will be 3 weeks post-surgery. So yeah, I feel like I could, but that's a terrible idea. Like you basically, where they've gone into the bone, the tendon has been threaded into the bone. You want the bone to heal around that attachment, and it takes, I think it's like 6 weeks. Now for me, I'm a freak, I heal quick, so I reckon more like 4 or 5 weeks, but still, you don't want to push it until you get to that point, because obviously if the tendon comes out or gets damaged, it's the worst case scenario, so I've just got to be very careful with that. And it's also worth saying that I ruptured my Achilles tendon a few years ago, and that's like, in terms of sporting injuries, that is top tier, like that's as bad as it gets. So compared to my Achilles, this is nothing. Like, this is a pathetic injury, and I'm gonna smash my rehab and get back in no time. I'm also, as you should always do, gonna use this rehab as a chance to get stronger and just address my weaknesses. Like both of my elbows, my bicep tendons, my like flexor extensor tendons are all pretty tendinopathic, and they have been for the last few years, just because of all the lifting, the climbing, the hanging, the grappling. There's so much stuff that comes with the training that it's kind of unavoidable. But I'm going to use this as a chance just to fix all of that, get rid of all that information. I know that the surgeon cleared out all the information on this tendon here, but I'm going to clear all the others out and just build them up and condition them as much as possible. Like, my plan is to basically just become like the unterrible man. That sounds weird. Right, anyway, I've got some sick videos planned for the next couple of months. I also, by the way, just bought a car, literally about an hour ago. It's not here yet. I'll show you when it gets, not in this video, I'll show you in a future video when it gets here. It's a mad one. Guess in the comments what car I bought. Basically, I was just having the last few weeks have been the worst of my life, and I thought, you know what? Life is short, you only live once. Let's do it, mate. So I sent it and brought a pretty wild car. Yeah, good videos coming. I've also got like, you know, another 12, 13 kilograms to regain in body weight, so probably gonna get a couple of comeback videos of just my unbelievable transformation from being a skinny weasel with the world's smallest arms to being a jacked monster like I used to be. Or I could just give up and become a pro climber because I'm light. Undecided at the moment. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. That was depressing. See you later.